What up, Viking fans? And thank you for tuning in to the Skol State of Mind podcast. Well, I've been going for a minute and now I'm back. I just really wanted to take some time out to kind of, you know, gauge things or, you know, try to figure out what's really going on in this upcoming NFL draft. So I decided, let me come back 2 weeks before the draft to give you guys some great content before, the big draft day, because I feel like this, man. It's a lot of talk going on out there, a lot of people saying the same thing over and over again. So I kind of wanted to make sure that the content on this platform was always quality, not quantity. So that's not a shot at nobody else doing their thing, but I just kind of felt like I can take some time off, get some things in order in the personal life, do some more research and come back to you guys with better opinions. So, with that being said, I thank everybody for being patient with me and, keep subscribing to the channel, keep commenting on the social media platforms because, hey, we're in the thick of it now. So, let's get into it. Well, word on the streets is the Minnesota Vikings may potentially get the eighth pick in the draft from the Atlanta Falcons for tampering with Kirk Cousins doing free agency. Now, some of that to me is just a lot of Vikings fans living in the fantasy world called wish. Now, I don't necessarily see it happening. I mean, in my opinion, would I take the eighth pick in the draft, in a swap for the 11? Yeah, but realistically, I don't see that happening. I really see the NFL dragging their feet, you know, considering what's going on. And you got to understand too, like tampering, all teams tamper. Like all teams tamper. It's just, are you stupid enough to get caught? Now, I'm not gonna call Kirk stupid or not, but when he got on that podium and he said what he said, he basically admitted that the Falcons were tampering. So it's gonna be real interesting to see how the NFL reprimands the Atlanta Falcons for this. I don't see a first round pick swap. I see something like maybe a third round pick or, forfeited pick in the future. We really don't know because there's some cases where you can measure with and you can say, okay, this happened before and the NFL went this way. But shit, we don't know. We really don't know. And I'm not going to be banking the whole offseason and the draft strategy on if the Minnesota Vikings can, get the eighth pick in the pick swap. It's probably not going to happen. And a lot of times the team that's, suffers with the tampering, they don't necessarily get the picks. The NFL just makes the team that gets caught forfeit picks. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens. I'm not holding my breath on it. It is what it is. I feel like the Minnesota Vikings got a game plan that they're going to execute, on Thursday, April 25th in the draft. And that's what they're going to do. So it is what it is. All right. Moving on. So we already know that the potential of the Vikings moving up in the draft to draft their quarterback of the future. It's a lot of steam for multiple players. You can see my thumbnail right now. I got my boy Jaden Daniels up there. This smokescreen season, and I'm recording this right now. I'm gonna drop it on Monday morning. It's gonna be way more reports coming in the next couple of days. That's basically going to be a lot of smoke screens. Teams basically right now are going to release certain things that they want the media to put out so they don't, let other teams know what they're really interested in. If you hear about something about, okay, the Minnesota Vikings really like that player, you got to take it with a grain of salt because that maybe they not. Maybe they trying to really say they like this player. So the next team can be like, oh, yeah, we like him too. We got to trade up to get him. It's going to be a lot of funny shenanigans going on in the next couple of days, leading up to the draft, the next 2 weeks, basically. So we just got to play it by ear and we got to take everything with a grain of salt if it's not released by the actual NFL accounts. Because right now, the Minnesota Vikings have brought in multiple players, during this draft process as they supposed to, as they do every year. So it's not a surprise. I just, got kind of bored with the whole situation of, oh, the Minnesota Vikings, they like this guy. or they like that guy. I mean, if you looking for your franchise quarterback and you're looking for players within this draft that can come to your team and contribute, you have to look at everybody. You have to turn, over every stone and make sure, you can see what's going on. But with that being said, let's get into this, right? So a lot of people out there are kind of, afraid that the Minnesota Vikings are going to move up in the draft to draft a quarterback, and then that quarterback might be a bust. Now, I gotta say this: we really don't know which quarterbacks in this draft will be a bust. Every year, there's probably one or two quarterbacks that get drafted anywhere within the draft that actually comes out and become good players. I think we need to stop throwing around this whole bust factor here and there, because a lot of players that get drafted at the top of the draft, especially quarterbacks, they potentially go to bad teams. And those bad teams don't really have a lot of structure for those players to succeed. Like, let's go into an example with Chicago Bears. Okay. Chicago Bears, they drafted Justin Fields, they traded up to get him, but did the Chicago Bears really put the right pieces around Justin Fields to actually have him excel? No, they didn't. They just got him a good receiver last year and DJ Moore. I mean, they never really fixed the offensive line for him. They never really got him anybody that can kind of be a quarterback guru that can help him develop his skills and get the best out of him. They didn't. So a lot of quarterbacks go to do a lot of bad situations. I'm not saying that Minnesota Vikings is the best situation in the NFL for a quarterback to go, because it's really going to be considered on what that quarterback wants to do and his talent rate. Like, let's just throw it out there right now. Like, we've seen Kevin O'Connell throughout the season, with Josh Dobbs and Nick Mullins. And I'm not trying to really throw him under the bus for that, saying like, oh, he didn't develop Josh Dobbs. I honestly think Josh Dobbs sucks. But I think coming into a situation, if the Minnesota Vikings drafted someone like a Jaden Daniels who has the ability to break it loose on a 75-yard run anytime, I think Kevin O'Connell is smart enough to tailor, his offensive scheme to the strength of his quarterback. So just to go back to what I said, though, it's like quarterbacks need to get to this to the quarterbacks that are drafted at the top. Sorry, quarterbacks that are drafted at the top of the draft need to go to potential spots that are able for them to develop. Like, I remember back in the day when Jason Campbell got drafted. I think Jason Campbell got drafted, and every year he had a different offensive coordinator, and every year it was just like, oh, Jason Campbell gonna get it, but new offensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator. It's like the guy never really had a chance. So we got to stop throwing around this whole bust thing, with these quarterbacks and really need to look at the actual situation right now. People out there talking about that Bryce Young is a bust, all based upon what CJ Stroud is doing. Okay, I think CJ Stroud is great. I do think he's great, but let's see what he does next year when actual NFL, defenses have consistent tape on him all year, when they basically try to take away his strengths and what he does best. Let's see what he does there. So I'm not writing out Bryce Young. I'm not. Let's actually see what happens. So we got to stop throwing out this whole bus situation concerning quarterbacks. Now, we already talked about the Minnesota Vikings trading up in the draft, but what if they don't? What if the teams with the top 5 picks in the draft, they don't want to do business with the Minnesota Vikings? What if they want to say, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to draft the best player available for our team because we rebuilding too, regardless of how many picks the Minnesota Vikings are offering. I mean, we already know Caleb Williams going first. In my opinion, I think Drake may go in second. Uh, then the draft actually really starts with number 3 with the New England Patriots. We don't know what they're going to do. So what if the New England Patriots say, we're going to draft our guy, they draft another quarterback? Then what if, the Arizona Cardinals at 4 is like, okay, we're going to take Marvin Harrison Jr. to pair with Kyler Murray. Now he actually have him a consistent receiver to go to. Then you got the Chargers. Chargers, they might trade down, but we don't know. And we don't know what other teams are actually going to offer so they can get their quarterback. It's word on the streets is that the Denver Broncos want a quarterback. The New York Giants want a quarterback, and they had 6. We don't know what they want to give up. I think some of these teams that we're not talking about, because like the Denver Broncos and the the New York Giants, the Las Vegas Raiders, they might want to add players to this draft, to basically smooth it over and get a top 5 pick. What if the Denver Broncos put Patrick Surtain out there, dangling him and say, "Hey, let me get that pick number 4, number 5." We don't know. So it's a great possibility that the Minnesota Vikings might have to stay pat. And me, I'm cool with that. Later on in this video, I'm gonna do a draft scenario of the Minnesota Vikings trading back, staying pat basically. So we're gonna see what's up. Now, this is something I've been thinking about for the past couple of days. We talk about the Minnesota Vikings trading up in the draft, trading multiple draft picks. But what if the Minnesota Vikings package a player too? I mean, Brian O'Neill is getting up in age. I mean, he's not old. He's still a peak performer in his league. I mean, Jordan Addison is a great wide receiver too. We've seen what he can do. What if the Minnesota Vikings make him available? I mean, we never know. And I feel like this with Quasi Adolfo-Mensa, we got to be prepared for him to throw a curveball on us. And I think he might do that. I think we're not taking into consideration that, Quasi wants to get it done because, hey, they their careers attached to this draft too. They going in their third season. They only had a 4-year contract. They're gonna do what they want to do to kind of figure out who the quarterback of the future gonna be. So let's get in. Let's get into it with this mock draft. Now, I normally do my mock drafts on PFF, but I mean, shit, PFF ain't been acting right. It ain't really been, a tool that I've been liking to use, for some time now. So I've basically been using, you know, uh, Pro Football Network. It's been straight with me. Like I actually like it. I think it's kind of more realistic considering, shit, PFF, you're able to do a little too much. And I actually like the fact that, when it's time to actually make trades, they offer the trades for you. So let's enter the draft real quick. We ain't gonna start it right now. Let me start sharing this screen, you know so we can get into this draft and we can do this live mock draft. I actually posted a couple of times, on my social media platforms, basically, some of the mock drafts I was doing just to get my feet wet. But let's get into it. Let's take this down. Let's get this share screen going. You know it. Let's get it going. So we're gonna do it picture in picture, baby. Yeah, let's get this off of here. Hold on real quick. There we go. There we go. Let's take that banner out real quick. Boom. All right. So y'all can see the full screen of this mock draft. So let's do it. Enter it solo. All right, there we go. See? Okay. So remember, we're gonna put right here. Damn, JJ McCarthy went to the Jets. Now, let's see this right here. So the 11th pick in the draft for the 15, a 2025 second. Think about it like this. We ain't got a 2025 second right now. We straight that away. See what else they got. Shit, Green Bay wants the 25 and the 41. I like this one. I do. So the LA Rams want to give a 19 pick to 52 and a 2025 fourth for the 11. I'm gonna accept that. Let's accept that. Move on because we ain't sliding down that much. Okay. Let's just look at the trades real quick. Atlanta giving a lot to move to the second round. We're gonna reject these. All right. So let's see what's available right now. We got defense. We got Quentin Mitchell. We got Johnny Newton. We got Brian Murphy. I look at it like this: we need some beef on that defensive line. So let's go with Brian Murphy. All right. So don't forget. So we got 23. This is where we get our quarterback. Yeah, this is where we get our quarterback. So let's redirect that offense. I'm gonna go with Mikey Penix Jr. That's what we do. So check it out. Look at the picks though. So we got the 52. So we got the 52, then we got the 108. So that's what's coming up next. All right. So it's just sitting and wait for this to go through a little bit. See what we can do at the 52. That's coming up right now. That's a second round pick, baby. Damn. So the Cardinals are actually offering the 66 and the 90. Okay. Okay. Then we got the Eagles are offering the 53 and the 210 just to go up one spot. So let's actually see what's available right now. So for offense, Xavier Legette, Patrick Paul. I mean, we really don't. But there ain't nobody right here that I want to reach for right now. Let's see for defense. There's Robinson. That would be a perfect pairing right there. Like, let's see if we trade with the Eagles. Because at 66, I mean, we do pick the 90 up. I'm tempted. I'm tempted. I'm tempted. I'm tempted. Uh, I'm gonna take the trade with the Cardinals. Darius Robinson, he went. That's the guy that was targeted, huh? So now we gotta wait to 66. But we accumulated more picks. So we basically traded out of the second round. So I probably made a mistake there. Let's reject all these. Just hide them. So available right now. Best available. Okay. Hall. Chris Jenkins. Let's see who available on offense. Man, let's go. Let's go defense, man. Let's go defense. Let's take this edge rusher right here from Alabama. See. There we go. Now our next pick is the 90. Let's wait and see what happened. Wait and see what happened. Damn, all them trades right there. Okay. Okay, we up. We up. Nah, we rejecting that. We ain't trading with the Packers. All right. So let's see who available for running back. Bucky Irvin. We ain't going after. We ain't doing that too early. Let's look at some guards. Look at some Bo Lemer. Okay. I like him, but shit, we ain't gonna reach for him. As a defense, Cam Hart. I mean, this ain't really no grades on this one. PFF is the one that give you the grades. So I'm gonna just do it like this though. I'm gonna do what's gonna fix this team. We're gonna go Bo right here at 90. He a little bigger than Bradbury. You know, Bradbury, he ain't been too bad, but he ain't been great. So maybe we can upgrade that position. So now our next pick is the 108. Now we're rejecting trades right now. We got to build our team. So let's see who else there for guard. Zach Zinter, I really want him later. Let's see what's up with defense right now. Damn. So look at this though. Trevante Sweat, because he basically had that issue with that DUI. He basically fell. We're in the 4th round. Let's take him. Let's just take him right now. See what happens. Damn. I didn't know he was gonna drop that far. So we got the 129 coming up next. Okay, offensive trade. We're gonna reject that. Let's see what's available on offense first. Tight end. Let's see what. Okay, let's look at what we drafted. So we got Byron Murphy. We got Michael Penix Jr. in the first. We got an edge. We got a center. Then we got D tackle. So let's see what else they got for defense right now. So where the corners are at. Nobody really interested over there. I think for offense, we might need to draft a guard right now. But I really want to go best player available. I'm not taking Jerry Rice's son. I'm not doing that. You know what? Let's go Jalen Wright from Tennessee at the running back position. I like that. Next pick is 157. Damn, Zach Zinter went already. I thought we was gonna be able to get him. It's all right though. It's all right. We gotta get a guard. We gotta get a guard right now. Michigan, NC State. Let's see who best player available right now. Defensive tackle, tight ends. Again, a tight end that's available right now. Yeah, we gotta go guard. I think so. Michigan. Let's see how big he is. 6'4". Shit, come on down. Fuck it. How many picks we actually got left? We got about 4 picks left. Now we're gonna reject that. See what we can do right now. Let's go to the defense. All these defensive tackles. Let's get a linebacker. Let's see how big he is. 6'1". Good RAS score. Okay, I like that. Draft that. I think we gotta go with a receiver right now. Now we're rejecting those trades. I would want a receiver right here. Josh Shepstis, yeah, I like that. In the 6th round, Swiss Army knife. Yeah, so that's a lot of value with that one. A lot of value. Yeah, we got a minute. We got a minute. We just got to stay patient. It's coming. I think these going to be like our last 2 picks, right? Yeah, the 230 and the 232. It's going to be our last picks. All right. So why is this guy still here? Keith Rudolph Jr., D tackle. That rascal ain't shit. That's what it is. Offense. It's more tight ends. Nah, man, we don't. You know what? Let's take the Minnesota boy at tight end. Fuck it. Then we back on the board again. So let's go. Got any edges available? Go with Gabriel Murphy. There we go. That finishes our draft right there. That's it. Our mock draft is complete. It won't give us no grade because it ain't PFF. So, you know, it is what it is. But I do actually like this simulator a whole lot better, like I said before. There we go. So look, this is what we did right here in this mock draft. All right. At number we traded down, number 19, we got Brian Murphy, Michael Penix Jr., Chris Braswell, Bo Limmer, Trevonte Sweat, Jalen Wright, Ladarius Henderson, Curtis Jacobs, Josh Sepsis. Can't pronounce that name. Shit. And then we came back with a 2025 fourth. So that's our mock draft for the day, man. That is the mock draft for the day. So, you know, I'm gonna just end the video like this though. I appreciate you guys for, hanging out with me right now and basically being patient for you know this past couple of weeks where I've been vacant this Minnesota Vikings shit right now, but I'm getting back into it. I'm probably gonna go live with the guys on draft day, but look out for more content, and you guys already know how I end the videos. Skol, baby.